Unlock the power of LinkedIn, expand your network, open new doors, and find new customers. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm with the IdeaPros marketing team, and today we're talking about LinkedIn and the power of what we can do through this platform and really how to turn what you're doing in your business into a kind of like a machine where it's pumping out the right leads, where it's pumping out the right customers, and you're really getting, we've talked about this before, but you're rubbing elbows with the people that you need to rub elbows with so that your brand can really, really grow. And so I've got some new things to show you on this video. I also have some old things that maybe need to be reinforced because we have even to today. Hey, Martin, good to have you. Even today, I talk to people who say, I don't have a LinkedIn profile. I don't have a LinkedIn page for my business. And so it still is so impactful to get this going for your business. And once you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on LinkedIn for this to be effective. But if you're not utilizing this as a way to grow your business, then you're missing out. And I really would say that even if you are a consumer product or app, that the people that you need to be connecting with are probably still in LinkedIn. So if you are a product, you're actually talking with people trying to get into a store, or you're looking at distributors, or you're looking at these, businesses that are going to partner with you, or affiliates, or all of those options. And even influencers in the business space are over on LinkedIn. And so we are always looking to find the right people to get us into the next stage in our business. So we're talking today about that and about some secrets that I'm going to show you, some things to think about as you're building your network. We did not a long one, it was still a short one for IdeaPros videos, but I did go through how to set up your profile, how to do automation through LinkedIn, a whole bunch of information. The only thing I would say that's different from the video that I'm putting in the chat to you right now is that the company name changed. So it was Connected Reach, and now it is different. And I'm going to put the link into that, but it's same company, just different name. They got so popular and got bought out, I think. But it's awesome software, and it is really nice for helping to automate some of the growth in your business. But we're going to go back to the basics because I think really understanding what you can do in LinkedIn is critical. So first thing is that we're going to talk about expanding your network on LinkedIn, right? So the first of three things I'm going to cover: expanding your network on LinkedIn, finding new customers on LinkedIn, and then opening doors in LinkedIn. Okay, so we're just going to go through those three. Now, as far as expanding your network, really getting your brand, your personal brand. I get this question a lot. There's all the social media profiles have a personal side and a business side, right? So Facebook, you can have a personal profile, you can have a business profile, you can have a personal profile and a Facebook fan page or a business page. Same thing over in LinkedIn. You have to have a personal profile. That personal profile, think of it as your resume. It's you as a person, not the company that you're working with so much as it is your work experience. And then the LinkedIn business page is the business entity. And you can do different things with different ones, right? You can connect with people as a personal page, like you're networking, you're person to person. So you're connecting with people from the personal page, and you may be directing them or putting valuable information over on your business page. So is it important for you to have a personal page on LinkedIn? Yes, you have to, or you don't have any choice. You have to have a personal page. Now, I really discourage doing, the ghost accounts because it's a persona. You really don't want to get in trouble with LinkedIn because they will slap your hand. They will reprimand you. I have seen it done. So you really do want this to be your own personal information, your journey. Now, do you have to make it your resume where it's every single business that you've ever worked with in your life? No. What you really do want to do is focus in on what's important to you at this moment. So if my business has to do with, say, project management, and I have an app that's for project management, like my background on LinkedIn is going to be attached to how my jobs helped me in that field for specifically project management. So the way that I'm going to word every business I work with is like, hey, here's the skills that we have, that I have, right? And oh yes, investors definitely want LinkedIn. Well, that's where they so it's a platform that that investors like better. I don't see a whole lot of investors that are hanging out on Facebook just to go find the most recent news and talk with businesses, right? They're not looking over there. So for sure, investors, you're going to find that that's a great place to hang out over in the LinkedIn space. But beyond that, there's so much information in LinkedIn that talks about the business size and how many employees a company has. You can reach the C-level executives in the company. And you can do a lot of this without having the advanced, higher payment version of LinkedIn. You can do a lot of searching in LinkedIn without having that paid account. What I call sales, or well, it's not, I call it, but Sales Navigator, which is more of a sales focused version of LinkedIn that you can buy. It is definitely worth it because you get a deeper level of searches. You can dive into a lot of variables at once, but you don't have to be in there. You can definitely be in the free one, still make some really awesome connections. But that personal side has to be there for LinkedIn to really work for you. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys, I am going to show my screen in a couple minutes just to show you where to find some of these things so that you have it. But before we dive into the screen share, I am going to show you, actually, I'm going to go over one other thing before we dive into that. So personal branding, importance of a well-crafted profile that showcases your experience and your expertise and your personality. So give this a look and feel that is you and is easy to identify you and that people can really connect with you personally on. So I'm going to go ahead and add my screen so you can see one of my brands, and we're also going to take a look at IdeaPros as well. So we're looking at well, that's tiny. Okay, how about that? That's really big. Okay, so I have my own personal page here so you guys can see this. I have IdeaPros as a brand, as a page, and I have my own personal page. So, and there you go, Sales Navigator's trying to sell us right off the top. So on here, if you look at my big picture, and again, the video I put in the chat has a lot of great advice on what to do in each of these sections and kind of what to make sure you're focusing on for your page. You can name your public profile, so make sure that's easy for you to find. Then you can change your title, and this is one of the things that people put CEO. And they just leave it as CEO. And I'm really challenge you to put what it is you do and who you help, how you help them in your title. It's long, yes, but it also is SEO. So it's going to help people to find you based on that. So you make it very concise, work on getting it down. There's also this audio version, and I don't know if it's going to let you guys hear it or not, but this is actually me. Oh, because it's on mute. I don't know if you can hear it. But it's a voicemail message that you can put on LinkedIn. So take advantage of that. And now you can incorporate like video into different areas of these. So take a look at it when you have a chance. Go optimize your page. Make sure you have updated where you're located. And then when you get on your page, you may have an option around here to say, it will say, switch to creator mode. So creator mode is less of a resume and more of a social media focused layout. So I do recommend moving into that because it's going to put your posts higher up on the page than what you would typically have in a resume. It's going to focus on your job experience so that people who are looking to hire you are going to be able to see that faster. So creator mode is really nice. You can turn it on right here, and that way you can get discovered. If it's off, it's going to say off. So it'll say turn it on. So you click it and then it changes and it adds featured to the top, and then it adds activity, which is your posts, so that you can see the content that's going up. And then about section with a pretty meaty version of an about section, I might add, you can have up to 2,600 characters in your about, and you can copy paste, formatting, emojis. Use this space wisely. Make sure that you're talking about what you do, how you do it, the results that you get, what kind of relationships you're looking for as well. So, I help entrepreneurs. It's pretty clear what kinds of things can I do, what services, how can you work with us, how I can help. Those are all things that you want to make sure you have. Make sure you add skills to your personal profile that have to do with what your business is. So it's not just your skills as a whole, but what can be laser focused to help attract the people that you need to come into your network, right? Whether that's customers or investors. And then make sure that you have this. Now, a lot of people put in the name of a business and there is no picture. And so when they add a position, there's no business that exists about that position because they're running their own business. So they don't think to put the business in as a page first and then add the position. And then there's this blank little logo here. So make sure that you put in your business as a business page. And I'm going to show you one more time how to do that. But the video I linked has all that information in it too. Plus we have another video on top of that on how to optimize your page. So if you add your business as a business page, I'm going to just go to the home here. You go to For Business and you come down to Create Company Page. If you already have a company page, then it's probably going to show on the side here. And make sure that you only have, one LinkedIn account again, so this doesn't get confused. I've had people lose access to their pages before because they had two profiles and one that was attached got turned off by LinkedIn, and sorry, no luck, you're not going to be able to get it back. LinkedIn's a little bit more lenient than Facebook and Instagram as far as that's concerned. But once you have your business, it's over here, then you can add it to your profile as experience. And you want to make sure that you're expanding the information that's in each of these. So on this one, if I go like this example of IdeaPros, I can add an article, I can add a PDF, like use the tools that you have so that you can beef up what you have. People do look through this. Plus, this is SEO. So people that, if they're looking for a specific type of app or what type of client you're able to help, you can put all that in the description. Then you can add skills to the business, to the job. Like you add skills, you add media, whatever you can put in here to make this really, really beef up and give you that, the information that people need. I would not go more than 5 years back. These are like 11 years. Like we do not need to know that. But 8 months, we are whatever these are, right? They don't have to go this far back. I should delete mine because there's nothing that's helpful in there, except if I decided I wanted to start a preschool. Again, I ran preschools for a long time, so maybe I don't let go of that, or I copy it and then keep it. But it just to keep it narrow, because if we have all things on our LinkedIn profile, everything we've ever done, and it's a myriad of things, it's not going to speak to that person like, hey, this is their 100% focus. They look like they're all over the place, which is what somebody would think about me if they saw a daycare experience on there. So I might be deleting that soon. But this is really helpful. This is super, super helpful for your business to get found. So once you've got your experience and your logo, because you've created a business page, the business page doesn't take long to set up either. So don't be intimidated by it. Make sure that you put education. Now, why would you put education? You might have other people that this is the one thing that you have in common with them. And so that will open a door. Anytime you have something in common, a person, a job, an industry, education, like school that you went to, and technical background, whatever that might be, this could open the door for you to something new and cool. So make sure that you put that in there. Licenses and certifications, 100%. If you've got them, put them in there. And then also you do want it to attach to a business if at all possible. If that business doesn't exist or doesn't have a page for that specific certification, it's difficult. Like this one, they did not have a, I don't even think that's the right company. So they don't have a LinkedIn page for it. So I can't really put that or reference it, right? And I can't make them put up a page for it. So that's probably not helping me too much. So I could take that off. Now, projects are fun. These could be things that this could be about your business. This could be projects or companies that you've partnered with that you're really excited about sharing. You can set a project to whatever you want. And you can also invite other contributors, and that shows as a collaborative. So it might be partners of yours, or affiliations that you're building. You can also do the same thing that we did before: skills, media, additional details like dates that you wanted to work or were working on this, and associate it even with groups or positions that you have. So definitely use all these intertwining pieces, because it helps to build the strength of your LinkedIn profile, which does make a difference in how many people you can. I mean, the whole thing for LinkedIn, they like to see really interconnected, healthy information in there. And don't forget to ask for people to give you endorsements when you can. You can actually request that somebody goes, you just say, can you leave me a recommendation and maybe some skill endorsements about working with me? It'd be really helpful. So make sure you're sending people back. They can see all the skills that you've chosen and who's endorsed you for those items. And you can, you can put whatever you want in here, but make sure that the skills that you pick are applicable to your business. Again, that helps people to understand how good you are at what you do. And then recommendations, 100%. Thank you, Odin and Fred, for your recommendations on LinkedIn. But you can request these through the system too, and that will land in people's inbox. Awards and honors, definitely want to fill that out. Organizations and associations, definitely put those in, because they help, again, with that commonality, some common point of interest. And then when you're going through, you can also add things that you're interested in, not just things that you participate in. But I have, a brain expansion group. Well, I've had plenty of people that reach out to me from the brain expansion group because I post things. They reach out to me. They say, hey, we're both, connected here. So great way. You can be interested in other schools. So maybe there's a school that you really like, you want to be associated with MIT. You're interested in MIT. Well, that might open the door, because even then in LinkedIn, if it's an interest that you have in common with somebody else, it will show the commonalities between those. And then causes, of course. So when you build this whole page out, you have your business page. Now you can really actually get to the connection part. And we did go through pretty in depth on how to connect in the video that I put on in the chat. How to write messages so that people will go out as a connection request. Always have them be at least a little bit custom. You don't want the same message and like the generic ones that come out of LinkedIn ever. But when you're doing those connections, if you're not using the automation software, can give yourself like maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes a day, not even that probably, to be able to request a couple people to connect with. If you do it consistently, it's going to just start snowballing. So where my number is about 10,000 or so, okay, not that much. It's almost 9,000. But on LinkedIn, those are all connections. My network is now exponentially bigger because I have that many people that I've actually, and most on my LinkedIn are actually people I met with. When I first started my business, I actually said, hey, I'd love to connect with you and actually do a call so I can get to know how to be a resource for you. Some people turn me down and I just unconnected with them or disconnected because I really wanted my network to be super powerful. Now I've kind of accepted some in the last year that I would say I haven't met with, but I still want to meet with anyway. So if you're trying to connect with me and not meet with me, you're being tricky. But the hope is that you can be valuable to them. And that's what I hope with my network, that if somebody wanted an introduction to somebody, I actually know that person enough to be able to say, hey, I have this great opportunity. I introduced someone that wanted to buy a hotel to someone who had a hotel, million whatever plus deal on that multi-million-dollar deal, just because I had those two conversations and was able to connect to people to make that. I'm working on helping someone who does fundraising to find property that is available for growing trees, and I connect the two people there. So it's just see an opportunity, and I do that kind favor of introducing him. I don't ask for anything, but doing that helps me to build my network and the power of that. Okay, so past that, engagement, always think of these as relationships. So if you're just connecting and kind of pushing through the numbers, it's not going to help you to really build relationships. So what can you do in your profile that's going to help give information or help people to solve a problem? What can you do? It could be posts. Like if you're looking at posts, you can engage or like, comment, or share on their posts. That's always good. That helps. It helps to get the goodwill flowing, that they might connect with you, or they might have a conversation with you. Contribute to groups, read comments about your industry, give feedback on, or give thoughts or ideas, or contribute some helpful information in a LinkedIn group or on somebody's post. But always being nice and just starting a conversation. I mean, it doesn't have to go straight to the chat and be pushy and salesy, right? We want to build relationships. Can't stress that enough. So we have personal branding, making connections, and engagement on the first part of expanding your network. Once you have your network starting to roll, then we get into finding new customers on LinkedIn. Again, the Sales Navigator is amazing. I don't have it on mine right now because it is about $100. I think $97 a month or $79, somewhere around there. I don't have it currently, but it is super helpful. I turn it on when I'm really actively pursuing customers and researching industries and things like that. So you can definitely find new customers. If it's B2B, you can find that over in that space. If you're more of a B2C, who is already in front of your audience now, who's what I call peanut butter and jelly, who is marketing and already spending all the money to hit your target audience and make friends with those people on LinkedIn and form peanut butter and jelly relationships that can build and grow from there. Content marketing is always good. You guys know me because we do these shows, we do articles, podcasts. Fred's huge on podcasting, which is content, right? It's content that is getting out through other people's networks as well as ours. So if you can create LinkedIn articles and post them. LinkedIn has its own posting platform. So inside LinkedIn, I can create an article, and it's like Medium or any of those blog locations. It's actually built into the LinkedIn platform, and you can have links, you can do all those normal tasks with blogs, but it's inside LinkedIn. It gets so much more love from people. You can share those out. You can feature them on the front of your feature on your profile. You can quickly share them. That's a super good way to use the content. You can still post the same blog on your website. I kind of recommend tweaking it slightly so it's not an exact match, just because then the SEO love. Now, I believe that we're not being penalized by LinkedIn because it's a password protected software. So I don't feel like it's as critical that they be drastically different. You can test it and see if you're happy with the results, but I always recommend spinning whatever you're doing. And with ChatGPT these days, you can definitely create an article rewrite of what you have, and it still gets the same information across. It's just not duplicate information as far as the internet's concerned. So highly recommend that. And then that could also be videos. I mean, LinkedIn they don't use video very often. But it is favored still. So you can do video, and then not like TikTok-y fun videos that way. It needs to be informational and fast and, concise, and wide width is definitely the best way still with LinkedIn. Although you can have tall, you can still do square, but if you're kind of wanting to fill up the whole space, I would recommend the wide videos, which is what you would put over on YouTube too. So you can repurpose that same thing, but make sure that you are repurposing. I call it the French fries, right? You have this potato, and you guys might have seen my potato one, but you're making one piece of content and you're just chopping it up into a whole bunch of pieces. Like, that's the concept of what we want to do. Create content, spread it out, and then get people back to you. So all of this, in all the things that you do, make sure you have a call to action, whether that's to message you, connect, connect in LinkedIn means literally a connection request, but connect with me, click the button, visit the website, figure out what you want people to do, and be really clear. One action per post. Don't do more than one action, because people, when there's a confused mind, says no. Don't make them have to make a choice, because they won't. So we have sales solutions, so you can use the searching, content marketing, and LinkedIn ads that were how to find new customers on LinkedIn. Now, the last one, which is opening more doors with LinkedIn, this is actually, you can search for investors specifically, and there are different things that you can look for. Family office, you can look for different words in a search. So if you're looking for investors, you can connect with investors. You can find out what groups are out there that have investors in them and see if you can tell who's in that group. It's usually, you can do reverse searches and be able to see if somebody's participating in a group. It's best if you are also in that group, but you'd have to meet all the requirements of whatever group that is, right? So make sure that you are looking for opportunities to, to get money in your business, because that's what we need all the time. That's why we have Pitchcraft event that I know Patrick was asking about earlier. So if you see a link to Pitchcraft, that's because Patrick is going to be coming to our next Pitchcraft event, but that's getting investors, right? We want to make sure that we're getting investors. We have the money that we need to grow the business and scale it. If we have zero money, it's going to be really hard to grow the business. So two more things, and then I'm going to let you guys go for this holiday weekend. Learning and development. There are a lot of things that you can do. I mean, LinkedIn has trainings. There's a lot of different things that you can learn on the platform, but they have walkthroughs on different sections. So if you're ever not sure what you can do in LinkedIn, definitely look at the newest trends when you log into LinkedIn. It will show you what kinds of things you can do, but also using those things that you have learned. Whenever you get a certificate, make sure you put it back in, or you're working on a team skill, something, you want to put that into LinkedIn so that it's fresh and new. Keep it fresh and new so you can keep opening up doors, and make sure that you're using those keywords for sure. Now, networking events is the last thing I want to mention. That's more doors opening. It is possible, so you can participate in LinkedIn Live events. There's webinars, whatever it is that you're looking for. I think it's a really good idea for you to look for some of those things that show up on a live regular basis that you can participate in. Maybe that is looking for podcast opportunities. Maybe it's looking for someone who can write an article that's in your industry. So you're looking for someone who's writing about the topics that you want to get into, or anytime you see somebody anywhere, make sure you connect with them on LinkedIn as well. I always do. I'm at a networking event. I will go look them up and find them and say, hey, it was so good to meet you. So check out, if you guys have any questions on any of what we covered today, let me know. But let me just end with this one thought for you. And then I'm going to go through the comments. Okay. So if you can find one person, I know you guys have heard about the Kevin Bacon, 7 degrees of separation, and it all leads back to Kevin Bacon. If you can find one person who's in that arena, in that industry that you're looking to get into, let's say you're trying to get into Walmart, and actually if you're trying to get into Walmart, I have a great contact for beauty and all those. So if that's your thing, you have a product and you're trying to do that, reach out. But if it was say we're trying to get in Walmart, and I start looking at all the people that are in Walmart, and I find people that I can connect with, I'm not going to go straight to the top yet. I want to have some people that I'm connected with from Walmart, maybe some other people that are attached to them. And then I go for the big person. Okay. So think strategically. You can go straight for the big boys, big girls, ladies, gentlemen, but it literally is going to open the door if you have somebody in common already. I did do a video on how to use a third point of reference. So if you can connect with somebody who is willing to let you reach out to their network, it is possible to do a 3-way intro. Very effective. But all of this to say, I really want you all to be successful in your businesses and get the most investors, customers, opportunities. So please connect with me. I'm going to put my LinkedIn link in the chat here. Feel free to connect. And if you'll see IdeaPros on there, so you can connect with IdeaPros as well. And you can also tag us if you've got something exciting going on. I'm always keeping an eye out for that. So I'm going to go over to the chat though, because I've done a ramble today. I had so much information I was trying to get out to you. But I'm going to go over there. So Clarice, good to see you. Love having you here. Yes. Well, and Patrick, about hacking, I mean, the trick, I'm going to tell you, social media is just fallible in that way, but make sure that you always use different passwords. Make sure you reset the passwords often, and don't click on weird links. That's also a really important thing. And a lot of the messages you get from, say, Facebook, in comments, it says like, your page is being suspended. If they're messaging you, that's not how Facebook usually reaches out. So just think twice about any of those. Any of those. Good seeing you, Grunt. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Bill, I haven't seen you in forever. Good to have you. I hope things are going well for you. Mark, good to see you. Sean, hello. So exciting. Yes. And Clarice, yes, if you have something that you want to focus on, like the FDA approved, I know you said that's on the market right now, and that's exciting. News about your industry, 100%. Post news, because that helps you. Not only does it help you newsjack, which means picking up on the fact that, like, if your post is about a trending topic, you can get more exposure just because it's trending. But it also helps people to learn about you and to get to know you. And best way possible is no one's going to know if you don't post things, guys. No one's going to know if you don't do ads or go somewhere. So you can't just put your page up, your website up, and expect for, it's like, if you build it, they will come. Doesn't happen. Not even Google will find you if you don't take action. So you have to go try something. So go do something, post something. I mean, worst case scenario, you can delete a post. So don't be afraid of social media. Don't be afraid of networking. Just do it in a, up and up way. So make sure that you're doing the right things. And then I think it's going to be excellent for you all. Appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend for Easter. Have a very good weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. Oh, don't forget to hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live. Bye.